Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with another hot topic, and this video was really pushed forward by my Facebook community fan. Okay, is it community fan? My Facebook fans that wanted to know the best place to learn how to sew, whether it's fashion school, sewing school, or apprenticeship. So if you're in for this thing, just keep watching. So a lot of people are confused about the best place to learn how to sew. Some people feel it's a fashion academy. Some people feel you have to become an apprentice, maybe with a designer or a seamstress around your neighborhood. Some people believe you must go to a fashion, like you must get a degree. Some people feel you must get a degree in fashion for you to be called a fashion designer or for you to learn better. Some people just believe that if it's not here, you're not learning well. If it's not here, you're not learning well. But today, I'm going to sort of give you a guide that will help you when it comes to the best place to learn how to sew. Now, when you want to learn how to sew, the question is, how much do you want to learn how to sew? Like, this is the first question. How much do you want to learn how to sew? Do you just want to learn? Surface? Some people are not just into sewing for the real deal. Let me not say the real deal. They just want to know. They just want to sew very easy styles for themselves. And when they want to do something really exquisite, they go to tailors. Why some other people want to know it in depth? Now, if you are that kind of person that wants to just do peripheral, a degree in fashion might not be for you. Maybe a sewing academy or apprenticeship might be for you. Now, my next point is time. How much are you willing to sacrifice to learn how to sew? Some people, if you tell them to go to, okay, you want to learn how to sew, why not get a degree in fashion? They'll be like, for what? So you might not, some people are not ready to learn, like to go to to get a degree in fashion design. They just feel it's unnecessary. Some people want to learn in a fashion academy. Some people want to become an apprentice and just learn from that. But today I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of each of these places, like a degree in fashion, which is like fashion school, fashion academy, and apprenticeship. Now let's start with fashion school. Fashion school, they teach you in depth. I just have to be sincere. In fashion school, there's in-depth teaching. There's a precise scheme of work. From your first year to your final year, you have a scheme of work. You have practicals. Every course has a practical. I know fashion school, they won't just teach you, okay, cut here, sew here. They teach you name of fabrics, colors, textures. They teach you how to profile a client. They teach you how to profile a client. They teach you how to understand your client and the kind of clothes they would wear. They teach you, clothing and textile, like tie and dye, those kind of stuff. Fashion school is really in-depth, and it's really different from what a fashion academy. When I say fashion school, I mean a degree in fashion, you understand? So it's really in-depth, and it's really, really different from what they will teach you in a fashion academy or when you go for apprenticeship. Now, fashion school, they teach you both freehand pattern making, that's pattern drafting and pattern making. They also teach you freehand cutting. And for the 5 years of your life in that fashion school, for 4 years of your life in that fashion school, or 3.5 years of your life in fashion school, you are in-depth practical, like under serious practical tutoring. You have projects, sometimes they tell you to design a collection, and these are things that they might not necessarily teach you like in an apprentice shop or teach you in a fashion academy. Do you understand? So I'm not saying fashion academies don't teach, okay, pattern drafting or freehand cutting or name of fabric or colors. They do, but not as in-depth as where you are in the university. Do you understand? Now, the cons of learning fashion in a university is you can't really take up on advanced styles. You can't really take up on advanced styles. The scheme of work really favors just very basic styles. That's just the truth. The scheme of work favors just very basic styles, and you are not exposed to technical know-how of running a fashion business. You're not supposed to be technical know-how of running a fashion business. You are not taught, the trending styles or really advanced styles in fashion school. Fashion school, they really teach you basics of everything. And that is why in fashion schools, that's fashion universities, you must intern. because internship is what gives you the idea of what it means to run a fashion business outside school, how to deal with clients, how to negotiate, and how to do every other thing. Now, if you are not willing to stay 4 years, 3 years, 5 years learning fashion, then a fashion school is not, a degree in fashion is not for you. If you want to learn fashion, maybe 2 years, 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, 6 months, 3 months, probably you have to consider a fashion academy or apprenticeship, which leads me to the next, which is a fashion academy. Now, a fashion academy, the duration is always within 3 to 6 months, 6 to 1 year, and a year, that's 12 months to 18 months. And for me, I don't think people feel, oh, you can learn how to sew in 3 months, in 6 months. But I'm a kind of person who believes that if you want to do something, you should dedicate your time to it. The degree you have, maybe in accounting, in medicine, you didn't get it over 3 months. So the truth about the matter is, if you are going to a fashion academy and you are learning for just 3 months, you don't really know everything. The more you stay in a fashion academy, the more you prolong your learning period, shapes how much you would stay in the business. It also helps you to take up on very tough styles. So I always encourage people that even if you don't want to spend so much time, like 4 years in a fashion university, if you want to spend time in a fashion academy, let it be up to a year, at least a year, 18 months if they have a course. And a fashion academy, some fashion academies, they do basically freehand cutting, some do pattern making, but most fashion academy can't be teaching you pattern making and freehand cutting in depth. No, some are really special, some really specialize in freehand cutting, some people specialize in pattern making, and sometimes for you to be really grounded in a particular place, in a particular niche, either freehand cutting or pattern making, you might have to go back for another course, because these are two broad categories. So you might be in a fashion school, they might just teach you how to draft basic bodies with a pattern, but when it comes to really as advanced styles, you might not be able to draft the patterns because you were really taught freehand cutting. But if, for example, you were taught in-depth pattern cutting, you might not be able to do freehand cutting full time. Do you understand me? You might not be able to do in-depth freehand cutting because you are so into pattern drafting. And in fashion universities, they really teach you both freehand cutting and and pattern drafting. Another thing I like about, and one thing I like about fashion academies, like there's a precise scheme of work. There's a precise scheme of work. You have a duration. There are also practicals, precise scheme of work, practicals, in-depth teaching. Not as much as a fashion academy, not as much as a fashion university, but there's a precise scheme of work. And one of the cons of going to a fashion academy is, the truth is, you are not exposed to every style. That's just the truth. Your tutor cannot, if your tutor really wants to teach you all the styles in the world, you'll probably be in that academy for the next 5 years. So they just teach you really basic. They just teach you really basic styles, that from those styles you can formulate the other styles, but you really have to be on your grinds to learn more, more advanced style. And one thing I always advise everybody who is learning from a fashion academy is you need to intern. You need to intern, you need to go for internship or IT, whatever you call it. If you learn in a fashion academy, when you are done learning in a fashion academy, I will advise you to go to a tailor close to you and intern with her, because you'll be exposed to more advanced styles, you'll be exposed to more technical know-how of how to run the business, how to charge, how to tackle, advanced styles, how to do every other thing that in a fashion academy, in a fashion academy they won't necessarily teach. Do you understand? So if you want to go to a fashion academy, you should give it time. Don't just that 3 to 6 months. If 3 to 6 months is for you, fine, but I always advise, if you want to learn in depth, if you want to really know your onions, just extend it to like a year. Which leads me to the next one, which is apprenticeship. Now, especially in Nigeria, I can't talk of any other African country, a lot of people stay away from apprenticeship. And this is because there's just a lot of drama when it comes to apprenticeship. But I'm going to tell you the good side of being an apprentice under a tailor, under a fashion designer, or an intern, and also the bad side. Now, being an apprentice under a fashion designer is you are exposed to a lot of advanced styles. There is no definite school of thought sorry, I said school of thought. There's no definite scheme of work, okay, but you are exposed to a lot of advanced styles. If a fashion designer has decided to train you how to sew, she might not, okay, today she will start with the basics for you, okay, basically how to cut a skirt, how to draft a basic bustier, how to cut a basic blouse. She will do those basics for you. So once she's noticed that you've become more familiar with those basics, she just strictly goes to advanced for you, which is, I feel, is very good, okay. But some people don't really learn like that. Some people want bit by bit, bit by bit, bit by bit. And the truth is, if you are learning under a fashion designer, she doesn't really have time to teach you bit by bit, bit by bit, the way they might teach you in your fashion academy. Now, apprenticeship, you are exposed to a lot of advanced styles. You're exposed to learning how to talk to clients, how to handle difficult clients, how to run the business, how to you see sewing challenges raw, like you see really advanced styles, and you see how your boss tackles them, and you just learn on the go. You learn on the go when you are doing your apprenticeship. You just you as a learner or as a beginner, you might see some style and you're like, how would they cut it? Because you're just a beginner. By the time your madam starts cutting it, you're like, oh, this thing is not as difficult as I think. You understand? Because you are learning both basic and advanced at the same time. You might not really grasp everything at that point, but when you move from when you might just grab a few points then, but when you move from basic to advanced, those things you've watched at that point or you've seen your madam do, they would really help you out with tackling other styles. So that is it for apprenticeship. Now, the bad thing about apprenticeship is some tutors don't teach. This is Nigeria, and we've had a lot of complaints. Some people, you pay them to teach you how to sew, and they won't teach you. They won't teach you how to sew. Before you come, they've cut it. They won't show you how to cut. They won't show you how to sew. They will just leave you in their shop, and you've paid them a lot of money, and your money just goes into the drain. Some fashion, some fashion designers, they don't have a scheme of work. They just you learn this one today, you learn this one tomorrow, and for a beginner it might not really be it's like when they teach you 1 2 3 today and tomorrow they teach you quadratic equation. Like, the flow is not really smooth. So there's no scheme of work, but in a very organized place there might be a scheme of work. Some tutors are not willing to teach, trust me. Sometimes some people go under very horrible training, like you have to go to your madam's house to learn how to wash, to learn how to cook, not to learn how to wash, learn how to cook. You have to go to your madam's house to cook for her, to clean for her, to bath her baby, just because you're an apprentice. I don't feel that is right. If this is business and it should remain business, you understand. So some people, you have to go to their homes to clean. Sometimes you even become just a slave just because you want to learn how to sew. And another point is, when it comes to you graduating, they begin to demand for unnecessary things like buy 1 gallon of oil, buy 20 cartons of mineral. You want to do freedom. That is after you've paid to learn the job. I know this is just like, I realize that people that really do this are people that are not learners. But then sometimes, because of the harsh treatments people go through when they become apprentice to some designers, people just run to fashion academy. Now, to just sum this up, what I'll tell anybody that wants to learn how to sew is, if you want to dedicate your time to go into learning fashion really in depth, from colors to texture of fabric, to every other thing, to pattern making, to client profiling, that is just more than the conventional cut and sew. You really want to learn to design, to create collections, a fashion university is for you. But then if you want to just do 6 to 8 months, maybe an apprenticeship or a fashion academy is also for you. And I'll tell everybody that whether fashion academy, sewing school, apprenticeship, you should always intern. If you learned from somebody as an apprentice that didn't really teach you well, go to somebody else's place and be an intern there. Then another thing that I advise everybody is to stay in the fashion business. I always say this in a lot of my videos. To stay in fashion business, you have to keep learning. So you might have learned in fashion school, but you might need to take small courses when it comes to, doing crash courses or brush up courses like pattern drafting, or some top designs, or just to sharpen your sewing skills and your fashion business skills or collection creation skills. There are lots of courses here and there, especially in Nigeria presently, so you can learn them on the go. In fashion, we learn on the go. It's not just what they taught you in 1980, that's what you are still holding now. No, you just have to keep learning on the go, keep going with the trend. If you feel there's something you don't know, you can go to a fashion house, maybe pay for like 3 months, they will teach you, and you go back stronger and better. So if this video has helped you in any way, it has opened your eyes to a lot of other things, let me know in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, please give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Don't also forget to subscribe. Okay, subscribe is absolutely free. Okay, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye. Like I'm too extra. Bye.